This is Carlos Garcia with the Eng Garcia Properties real estate blog. I just wanted to thank you for joining us. We are the #1 Keller Williams team in the region. We sell in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. And Keller Williams, by the way, is now the #1 brand in the country in terms of realtors out there on the street. Our team includes 12 people, about 8 agents and 4 members of our back office. We're a highly efficient, effective team, and we hope that you will consider us if you have to deal with a bidding war as a buyer. We also manage bidding wars quite well for sellers. But I just wanted to talk for a moment about bidding wars, in particular from the buyer perspective, because it is really something that can potentially make you lose your appetite for buying. It seems discouraging and intimidating. You know, you hear from your agent that there are going to be multiple offers, and as you start to discuss with your agent what it will take to win, you know, perhaps escalating in price and removing some of the contractual protections that you would have liked to have in place in order to appeal to a seller and project like that offer that should give them confidence and should be the one that they will take. That's all really tough stuff. And I have been there as a consumer myself, and I'm there all the time as an agent, and it is emotionally difficult, I know, and practically challenging too. So one of the things that comes out when we're having that conversation with a client about whether and how to participate in a bidding war is, well, gee whiz, Carlos, if I go up there in price, you know, am I going to do something foolish? Am I going to have paid more than it's worth? Where is this market headed anyhow? That's a great question. I don't have a crystal ball. But what I can tell you is that the main thing, it's no surprise, that's really driving these bidding wars. It should be no surprise to you because people are writing about it. So if you're checking in on my video blog and thinking that you're out there reading and you're talking at dinner parties, and you know that it's the lack of inventory that's driving the market in this way. So this lack of inventory is problematic, and I think people are wondering to themselves as they participate in bidding wars, is the lack of inventory going to disappear? Will there be a ton of inventory that hits the market suddenly, and all of a sudden this thing that seems so dear and precious, this house I was able to win in a bidding war, plummets in value? Theoretically, that's possible. What I'm here to tell you, though, is that at least in the Washington, D.C. area, we are coming upon our 3rd year of, depending on the price point, the location, and the housing type, 20 to 30, 40% drops in inventory. The last 2 years we've been having that kind of a loss in inventory, and this year is trending that way too. 2013 is also. So what I can tell you is that if the supply and demand relationship should change radically in Washington, D.C., it won't be overnight. It will take quite a bit. So here's some of the things that we're looking for. If you have any information on this, gee whiz, please send us some. Some people have responded to our real estate blog by sending us emails with links to data or articles or studies that are helpful. Here's things we're looking at. Sellers underwater. Are there a ton of sellers underwater who are sitting on the sidelines and need the market to improve yet more before they're ready to sell? Underwater would literally connote that your house cannot sell for as much as you owe against it. Or what if you put 20 or 30% down? You're not literally underwater, but you know, you've paid more for it than you think you can sell it for. So when you sell it, you will leave the table with some money, but it's mostly getting the money back that you put into it. That also doesn't feel so good. You're not quite underwater there, but you're not well positioned. These are the people who we're wondering where they are. You know, it's not totally transparent to us. And as we approach peak pricing, once again, in Washington, D.C., again, depending on the price point, the category, and your location, you may now, in early 2013, already be back at peak pricing. We, in many neighborhoods and price points and housing types, have already passed that point. We're now selling at slightly more than was the high watermark in your neighborhood for your category and price point. Not everyone is there, but many people are getting to that point. And so as we continue to pass it at that point and say everyone gets beyond that point, we can anticipate more houses coming on the market. I mean, as we sit and commiserate as realtors in conference rooms like this around the question of when's the inventory going to hit the market, it's these kinds of sellers who we're imagining. And then I think there are other sellers who are perfectly well positioned to sell and for whatever reason don't understand already how good it is for a seller. So as you contemplate entering a bidding war, we would urge you to think about these very questions. I'm having trouble winding down this real estate blog. I usually try to keep it to 3 minutes. This is about 5 minutes, so thank you so much. I'm going to sign off quickly. Thank you for joining us, and just understand that we're going to follow this issue very closely, and that we are going to be as thoughtful as possible when it comes to helping you engage this question, whether and so how to enter a bidding war for a property. Cheers.